NLE Choppa. And like, the C word crazy. This way everybody use the first word to describe a nigga.
No cap, cuz. They gonna have to put me under the jail, cuz. No cap, cuz. I'm dying about, you hear me, what I represent. I'm dying, I'm going to jail about what I represent, cuz. God really be having me, cuz I'm on every ass on, cuz I swear to God, fool.
Concerning the burglary of a structure involving suspect name Bryson Potts.
Hey yo squad, what's the drill? Back with another video, man. Memphis has been catching heat even more lately for its rough street affiliations and savage environment, especially after we lost Mr. Paper Route Frank Young Dolph. There's one rapper out of the city that has upped his arsenal of weapons to never be caught lacking. Even the police had to warn his family, if he doesn't tone it down, everyone is going to jail. He's the Crip turned herbal guru, but still got the stick and an extra clip. Ready for war and then some more. Mr. Shotta Flow himself, NLE Choppa. If you didn't know of the spiritual gun crazy youngin', then you gon' know today. So without further ado, let's skip the play and get down to business. Bryson Potts, also known as NLE Choppa, grew up in East Memphis with a family of Jamaican roots.
Yeah, cause my grandma, she was born and raised in Jamaica.
Okay.
My mama, she was born in Jamaica too. But my grandma, like, shit, when we would go to the cookhouse or something, she'll play like the Jamaican music.
He had a bright future ahead of him, one that everyone thought was gonna be in basketball. My boy was nice on the court.
If he really had the time to put in the basketball-wise, he could have been a really good player. He was an energetic basketball player. Was athletic, could shoot the ball. My idea, a picture of him was like seeing him running down court playing professional basketball.
That future faded more and more into the shadows because of Choppa's habit of getting into trouble. From the early age of about 7 playing GTA with his cousin and causing mayhem for the community, trouble followed him wherever he went. As he grew up, hoop dreams was completely out of the picture for that same reason. Dude was a little menace, unable to keep down the right path.
I like basketball better, and I was good in basketball too. I just couldn't stay out of trouble. A lot of people didn't know that off the field, off the court, the issues I was facing, it was just different. Like, I could not stop getting in trouble, bro. It's like trouble was just around me 24/7.
Things only escalated more as the gang lifestyle had his attention in a chokehold. Choppa was infatuated with the Grape Street Crips. It's no surprise that's exactly what he became. He embraces the lifestyle and reps it with pride even to this day.
What I do? Oh God, I ain't gonna be I ain't gonna be doing all that dissing when they staring down the barrel. No motherfucking cap, they gonna be begging for their life. I'm great.
And just like that, the class entertainer, the life of the party, was turning into a savage. The life of the streets around him was just too much to stay on the steady path, and with his connection to the Crips, that only made it worse. NLE Choppa was thugging it, and he became known by a number of aliases, one being Baby Mexico, which he avoided getting into because it was tied to the streets.
Yeah, but then a lot of people think I'm Mexican because I'd be like, I'm Baby Mexico.
All right.
But I say that because some hood shit.
Even with his run-ins and altercations, he was always into music. At first, it was more like a hobby for fun, but it was growing on him more than he realized over time. Him and his homie Trey would be the Batman and Robin, hitting up the studio to record their raps with money that they got from their parents. But still, Choppa wasn't realizing the opportunity he had. At that time, he was going by the first alias, YNR Choppa, and he went on to finally buckle down a bit and debut in the game with his first project, No Love Takeover, in 2018. Somewhere along the lines between school and pushing rapping, Choppa's street lifestyle placed his life on halt as he was placed into juvie. The actual timeline is hard to pinpoint, and Choppa never went into details about that situation, other than it was a wake-up call to go hard with music before he ends up riding behind a jail cell.
When I went to juvenile this time, that really helped me, like, a lot. I wasn't realizing all the shit I was giving up if I was to get a life sentence. It was an eye-opener. It made me move way more cautious. I try to stay out of trouble now because I know my people can't eat if I'm in jail. So that's how I look at it.
In this IG Live, he states that he was out on 6 months probation out of prison. Could be for another altercation. That's as far as he went into it, though.
That's on probation, so you hear me? Probation for 6 months.
Choppa was forced to drop out of school, but later, with the guidance of his PO, got his high school diploma. Even with his first project not being a smash in the industry, he switched gears, made some adjustments, and tried again. This time under his new moniker, NLE Choppa, which stand for No Love Entertainment, and was the movement for his day ones and label empire of the future.
What that NLE stand for?
No Love Entertainment.
Okay, so it's just like the brand, basically?
Yeah, label.
Okay.
His first single he's always claimed under his new path was No Love Anthem. The track built a little buzz on Instagram, but it was the release of the song No Chorus Part 3 when things really took off. Choppa, along with his group of friends under their crew Shotta Fam, released the banger, and Choppa was a notable star on the track. NLE was finally realizing his potential with the outpour of love he was getting from fans, and he knew right then and there he had to ride this wave to the top. This led to the creation of his viral hit, Shotta Flow. From that moment he heard the beat, it was a rap.
Who want the smoke? 2 to 3 count with the scope. Extended clip long as a rope. We wipe his nose. Shit like he had him a coat. I knew that boy was a hoe.
I told my boys, I was like, we gotta shoot this immediately.
NLE Choppa assembled the hood and went crazy for the music video. As of right now, the video stands at 189 million views since its January 10th, 2019 release. NLE Choppa was out of there, man. Labels was blowing up, bro, phone talking M's upon M's to sign the Memphis Spitter. I'm talking about at 16 years old, but Choppa wasn't a regular teen. His mom always taught him and his bro to be businessmen, so he made a business decision and turned down the offers to instead sign a distribution deal with United Masters with Steve Stout, where Choppa owned his masters and was stacking even more M's than the record labels was trying to sign him for.
I just started hearing about Choppa because Choppa turned down a $3 million record deal to sign with your United Masters.
I mean, he decided to be independent, to own his rights, and a lot of young guys, 16 years old, would have taken the money.
He didn't do it all alone, though. He brought his mom on as his manager, and they both learned the business and decided on the right path. Choppa went from upcoming to mainstream in an instant. Next thing, he was on tour with superstars like the late Juice WRLD. Fans would soon notice in his online presence and music that something that was signature of him was decreased: guns. NLE Choppa's vids were always full of guns, posting up with guns online, going live, riding around with guns, just guns, guns, guns. Bro damn near was a walking army with the amount of straps he was always posted up with. When asked why, Choppa simply responded, "It's Memphis, and he gotta keep it on him due to his lifestyle."
And I see you be having like a lot of guns in your video. What's the meaning behind that though? Like, is it
Memphis.
You gotta keep it on you?
That too.
Yeah.
In Memphis, yeah.
It got so wild that the police contacted him and his mother personally to threaten them with jail time if he doesn't tone things down.
But, you know what I'm saying? I can't really just be around guns or really just post them first. The police is on my ass. The police called me, my mother, and my whole family. I don't know how they got, you know what I'm saying, our numbers, but they call every one of us every day. Hey, if you keep doing this, we might send a to the house.
That calmed down the shenanigans for a bit, but there was no stopping his music. Hit after hit after hit was released, from Shotta Flow remix featuring Blueface to Camelot to Walk 'Em Down featuring Roddy Ricch. Choppa was stacking plaques on plaques.
I'm at the point now to where I don't know how many plaques I have. Shotta Flow remix, Camelot, Shotta Flow 2, 3, Famous Hoes, Walk 'Em Down. Shit, I'm forgetting something.
Throughout his whole career to date, Choppa has kept pumping out heat with projects like Cottonwood, Top Shotta, and the latest Me vs. Me. And all of his musical success, NLE Choppa hasn't left his gang life behind. With the spotlight on his back, the beef's amped up. Rappers like Little Got It was one of his public beefs that seemed to be on the path to ending bloodshed. The two would flash gats on each other on IG Live, but Choppa was clearly the one showing out. The man was pulling out guns from his bag, rising weapons from in the room that looked like it belonged to Rambo.
Nigga don't want to play with me, but I got shit put up all type of ways.
After he break Jesus like a Glock, these hoes bustin'.
Tell the little guy before he did get Young Thug out his mouth. Little guy need to get Young Thug out his mouth, Gunna out his mouth. All these folks you trying to sound like, cause you gay. Fuck around with them right now. I got plenty of sticks for it. And what you want to do? No cap. I wish I had 3 arms on Grape.
Luckily, Choppa didn't have to let the chopper blow, and the beef seemed to run its course. Maybe because the cops was on his tail and he was trying to avoid going back to jail.
What's going on, bro? Look at this shit.
Choppa decided he wanted to be more than the average rapper. He wanted to do endorsements to better his life, and that change came with a change in the way of his thinking and living and cleansing himself of things he deemed that attracted bad energy.
So I want to have endorsements. I want to have the endorsements. I want to be able to work with companies, big companies. You know what I mean?
That, however, didn't stop him again from ending up arrested in March 2021 and charged with burglary, possession of a firearm without a permit, and various other illegal substances. Reports state that Bryson Potts, aka NLE Choppa, and two of his homies, Matlock and Thony Coleman, were caught on cam by a dispatcher who worked a tow yard. Two cars pulled up and two men were wearing black masks jumped over the fence and searched the property. Reports state Choppa was looking for a watch in a car that was towed during an unrelated incident. When officers arrived at the towing yard, Choppa and his friends were still sitting in their car in the parking lot. They searched and found illegal substances along with a Glock 27 and an AK-47 Draco. Surveillance footage of the incident was released showing it all play out. Choppa and the gang was caught in 4K, but he claims he was set up by the cops. According to the proclaimed hip-hop lawyer, Choppa was released on $4,500 bond with restrictions to his freedom. That wasn't so much the case with his main beef with the one and only Baton Rouge menace NBA YoungBoy. I feel like if it wasn't for the fans and the media, the two wouldn't have bumped heads though. Their beef dates back to when Choppa first popped off. Fans were always comparing him to YB, saying he copied his style, yada yada yada. Y'all know YB fans got no stop once they tried to get started, eventually pushing Choppa to respond saying YB trying to be like him. NLE Choppa then went on to send what many thought was a subliminal diss to YB on the song Gangsta Talk with YB's op, Fredo Bang. In the track, Choppa said the line, "Bitch, I'm hotter than herpes, so tell me who effing with me," which was taken as a subliminal diss to YB referencing his herpes. Things got even more out of control when NLE Choppa started laying pipe to YB's ex, Blasian. YB had the troops on deck, and the troops eventually crossed paths with NLE Choppa's crew. The result was a brawl between Quando Rondo and NLE Choppa's guys, which ended in Quando cracking one of them with a bottle.
Crack NLE Choppa homeboy in this running up on me. Hey, crack this NLE Choppa.
Ain't run up, hit me with no bottle, none of that shit, cuz. Threw the bottle when I finna found his ass, cuz ran behind security and shit.
Knowing NLE Choppa, fans were bracing for the polls to be up, but cooler heads prevailed and Choppa didn't let his past become his future. Fortunately, it's so easy for fire to spark back between the street rappers. YB started off 2022 with the release of his single, Bring the Hook, which sent shots at Dirk's homie, the late King Von, as well as O-Block. He raps, "Ninja, this that Squid Game, O-Block pack get rolled up, murder what they told us, Atlanta boy get folded up." That prompted the Grim Reaper, Lil Reese, to respond, to which NLE Choppa co-signed the YB call-out. Choppa was cool with Chicago rappers and found that YB shouldn't speak on something he wasn't there to witness. That's all it took for YB to respond to Choppa on his track, Know Like I Know, calling him out for choosing sides and going from being a fan to being an op. NLE took one last jab at YB before recollecting himself and stepping away from the drama. On June 2019, he did a track titled Free YoungBoy when he was incarcerated to show support when they were on better terms, but after YB dissed him, he briefly changed the title on YouTube to F YoungBoy. NLE probably backed off when he realized where things were heading. His homie and fellow Crip friend from way back, even before music, Blockboy JB made it known that if it's up, then it's stuck.
Yeah, that was my
Oh, really? Okay.
That was my like.
That still didn't stop the trouble from coming his way. Choppa was caught multiple times throwing hands with people in public. First him and his crew pummeled the dude at the beach. NLE hopped on Twitter to let fans know what went down. Second was when a YB fan pulled up on him at the airport. NLE again cleared the air on Twitter and urged fans to leave him be before he has to revert back to his old self. These days, Choppa is trying to maintain a pure energy and a calm soul. Yes, it sounds like a total 180, but he has adopted a new lifestyle of spirituality and oneness with himself. It's like the world only saw the dark, so now he's showing the light side of himself. That was the inspiration for one of his more recent albums, From Dark to Light, that was released before Me vs. Me. The concept of two NLE Choppas within him has been a new status quo, and his lifestyle has seen a dramatic change. While he still will let a boy have it if he's disrespected, Choppa is on a mission to change the world with his advice and medicine using only natural means from the earth. He felt like he lost himself in the fame and wanted to be a better version of himself.
And I remember it was this prayer I said before I blew up. I told God, I was like, Heavenly Father, I know the music industry ain't, you know what I'm saying, the most divine or the most holy thing, but I said, bless me to get in this position to where I could change other people's life and be a light.
According to alleged feedback from people using his remedies, he has already cured illnesses like cancer. NLE Choppa has came a long way, from troubled menace to now helping to heal the world and spread positive energy to fans along with his signature turn-up bangers. So there you have it. Thanks for kicking it with your boy. Appreciate the love and support. I'll catch y'all when I spin back round for the next one. And remember, stay smart, stay alert, and stay real. I'm out, y'all.